Hi, this is Michelle from Memoirs of a Movie Maven, and the movie I'm reviewing for you today is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
So it begins again.
The plot. The final chapter begins as Harry, Ron, and Hermione continue their quest of finding and destroying the Dark Lord's 3 remaining Horcruxes, the magical items responsible for Voldemort's immortality. But as the mystical Deathly Hallows are uncovered and Voldemort finds out about their mission, the biggest battle begins, and life as they know it will never be the same again. Dun dun dun. Okay, so I saw this movie opening weekend with my husband, and so incredibly disappointed. Now, I was a little disappointed with the last movie, but I figured it was because it didn't have the awesome epic ending that occurred in the book, because the book was not split up into 2 parts. And honestly, the movies shouldn't have been either. The last movie suffered from pacing issues of being too slow, and I think that movie would have been helped by being merged with this one. This movie could not be saved. It was completely phoned in. It's like the directors, the writers, everybody, the actors even, were just phoning it in, were tired of it, wanting to move on with their careers, knew that they would make money, so there was no point in even trying. These movies always look good, the visuals are always very good. There was no epicness in the battle, there's no epic battle scene. I was so excited by the trailer, seeing the wands going through the air and hitting the other guy's wands in this epic battle. I completely understand wanting to kind of go between a battle scene and then what's going on with the central characters, but you can't do that so much that you completely leave the battle scenes out entirely. I mean, there was some epicness to be had and some really amazing depths that, you're supposed to root for as an audience member that you couldn't, because they just had no build-up, they just suddenly happened, there was no emotional connection between me and what was happening, and there was no emotional connection, between the characters after it occurred. You murder somebody, doesn't matter who they are, you have a reaction, you have something, there's something, and that it just seemed spliced together and edited very, very choppily. And there were moments that were supposed to be really epic that just weren't, because of the way that they were edited and the way that they were put together. And, the big epic final, battle, Voldemort and Harry, I found myself zoning out and having to continue to pay attention, and not just because the movie was long, because it didn't feel super long like some of the others have, so at least it's got that going for it. But, it was just cheesy, and I saw the ending coming a mile away. And the very end, I'm not giving anything away by this, the very end, they do a time lapse, certain number of years in the future where a bunch of the characters who haven't died, I'm not going to tell you who died and who didn't, I don't want to give that away, where they're supposed to be older and their kids were going to Hogwarts, and they, instead of getting older actors to play them older, they tried to take the young actors who were in their early 20s and try to put older makeup on them and try to have them act older around their kids. And it was awful. It was terribly acted. The makeup was just laughable. My husband and I were just giggling throughout this entire part. They should have gotten some really great actors, in the area, some British actors who could play them. I know a few. I don't want to give them away because that'll give the characters who lived and who died away. But there are plenty of actors that look like these kids that could have played them older. It would have looked a lot better, it would have been a lot better, it would have been less cheesy, been a lot more realistic, and it might have been a little sentimental at the end rather than just, you know, cheesy Hallmark and crappy, and there's no way that it's going to get nominated for Best Makeup. It can't. It was awful. It was laughable. It was just the icing on the cake of a terrible film. And I hate that I'm saying this because I've liked a lot of these films, but this was awful. It was really, really disappointing. I'm never watching a Harry Potter movie ever again. It'll just piss me off. Well, good luck to the rest of the actors. Hopefully you guys can salvage a good career out of it and not get too pigeonholed in your roles as these wizard characters. I'm sorry, you guys. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, dislike, dislike, dislike. Well, I'm sorry. Not everybody's going to like this movie. I didn't, you know, I just didn't. I'm sorry. But I don't read the books, though, so I'm only going as a film viewer and not as the book reader, though I am an avid book reader, just not of these, you know, Harry Potter book series. Well, so it's probably not hard to, so it's probably not going to be hard for you to guess that my rating for this movie is rather stab a pen in my eye than ever watch this movie again. As I said, I'm never watching any Harry Potter movie ever again because it'll just make me mad. This movie was phoned in. They gave up because they knew they were going to make their money. And, there were just so many things that they could have fixed in the editing room. A couple tweaks and it would have been epic, and they didn't do it, and they got lazy, and crap was released. And this movie better not pull a Lord of the Rings and get a frickin' Best Picture nod. Or win, worst of all, just because it's the last of the series. That'll piss me off like no other. Anyways, tons of movie reviews coming for you guys. I finally have my computer put together properly, all my editing software up, so these are going to start churning out again like they did before. Sorry for the wait. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you think. Did you like this movie? Where, you know, was it good comparable to the book? Should they have split up the movies? What is your favorite out of the series? My favorite is the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. Thanks you guys for watching, and follow my blog, my Twitter, my IMDb page, my Facebook group. All the links are here. Subscribe to my channel. All the links are on there as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later, guys. Have fun at the movies.